And we are live. What's going on, YouTube? JT is reborn here, and well, happy Godzilla Day. That's right, I got the banner up and everything. I'm rocking a Jet Jaguar shirt because Jet Jaguar is kind of the had a pretty memorable thing that happened for him today, and it's been kind of a crazy Godzilla day from the start. The first minus one trailer dropped at like 3 a.m., so I stayed up super late. Toho basically, obviously it started. Japan is ahead of us in terms of like the time zone and all that, but so that happened. I stayed up super late. I watched a bunch of the stream. I couldn't quite watch everything because I needed my sleep. But now, alas, we are here and we can finally talk Godzilla Day. So just want to get that out of the way. We got some comments coming up on the stream. Happy Godzilla Day. Happy Godzilla Day to you all in the chat. Like I said, it's the King of the Monsters. I'm wearing my Godzilla hat today. I got the Godzilla background right there as well. So, I'm always trying to rock in the Godzilla spirit. So, I even went to see Godzilla 2000 on Wednesday night. So, that was a pretty cool experience. Although there were some technical issues. You can check out the video I posted the other day. But yeah, so now we are here. I got a couple of topics that I wanted to cover tonight because I figured, you know what, I might as well do a live stream because I haven't really done one since the Skull Island live stream from a few months ago on my channel. So I figured I'd do that. So we'll talk all sorts of different things. So we're going to talk the minus one trailer too. We're going to talk the Godzilla versus Megalon short film that also released this week, and that's actually available to watch on YouTube. Then there was the Godzilla versus Jet Jaguar live action short film we want to talk about. Then we're going to talk about some Monarch Legacy of Monsters stuff. They had like a sneak peek. They had some new clips released, and a few other things for the show. So we'll talk about some of that stuff. I guess there's also like some other things that they released today. I'll just kind of talk about them really quickly because we're also going to focus on some of the clips that have been released. They showcased some new like toys and figures. So Toho had like multiple live streams going on from like yesterday until like today or whatever for Godzilla Day. They talked about all these different things, which we'll showcase in a minute. But let's quickly talk about like how there's a bunch of different new figures. Not in all the and like a lot of various tie-in merchandise. There's also a really kind of unique coffee commercial that was pretty well edited together. And then they had some new footage in that. But yeah, so my main focus here is going to be on the minus one trailer, the two short films, and Monarch Legacy of Monsters. And then lastly, I'll end with how did you celebrate your Godzilla Day or whatnot. So for me, I didn't really have time to sit down and like watch a full Godzilla movie today. So I've kind of caught glimpses of them and I've been watching all sorts of stuff. So I've still been embracing Godzilla Day. But yeah, as Gemstonezilla mentioned right here, Godzilla, we Goji fans are eating great this year. We are. We absolutely are. We have been fed and then some. There's just so much Godzilla stuff out there right now. We have minus one coming out this month. It actually came out in Japan already. I know some people have seen it, and I'm hearing really great things about it. I'm hearing it's very emotional and very heavy. So, I'm looking forward to it because I love my fun, campy Godzilla. I love my serious, like emotional Godzilla. I love a bit of everything. So it's kind of cool. We're having kind of two different versions of Godzilla going on. We're gonna have some fun stuff. We're gonna have some action packed stuff. Isaac, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. So I also want to give a special shout out to Mothra Mystic. I know she can't make the stream right now. It was very close to it happening, but I just want to give a shout out to her. I know she's not here. She'll probably catch it on the repeat. Just want to give a shout out to her. But you know what? So yeah, like I said, we're gonna cover a lot of Godzilla things. I'll probably just kind of share my screen in a little bit, just kind of go through stuff for my one Twitter account, if you will, the Let's Talk Godzilla one. So if you don't follow me on that, that's pretty much my whole Godzilla thing right there. So we'll talk about all sorts of different things, and then yeah, we'll see where we can go from there and drop some questions. Is there anything Godzilla related anyone wants to talk about? But yeah, so I guess the first thing we'll talk about is the minus one thing. But I guess right before getting to that, like I said, just wanted to say hello to everybody in the chat. Want to ask everyone like how your Godzilla Day has been, what everyone's been doing, and like what means do you do to celebrate it and such. So give that a minute while I pull up this other information. So I also try to get a few other people on the stream right here, but unfortunately couldn't get anyone on at the time. So, but yeah, so we'll go ahead and quickly cover the first thing. I'm trying to, this is hard to do on like one screen. I need like multiple screens here, but just off my laptop. But you know what? We're going to be okay. Let me share this here screen. Okay. Just got to find the proper window. Okay, so got my one Twitter account right up here. So we're gonna go ahead and start to share some stuff. Let's see if I can pop them both up at the same time. But yeah, so go ahead. The first thing on our list, or let me get my banner in check. We're going to talk Godzilla Minus One. So I'm holding on this kind of small window right here because Toho is very notorious for being very aggressive in terms of their copyright stuff. So we're going to, oops, let's see if I can pop them both up on the screen. Um, no, no. Okay, we're going to have to roll with this for right now. So let me do that. I'll adjust the comments a little bit right here. Just trying to do this all at once. Okay, so we got that right there. And then if anyone comments on anything, we'll just pop it up right there. So if it seems small on the screen, like I said, this is more so to avoid some sort of copyright stuff. I'm not going to play the whole thing. We're just going to kind of skim through it because, like I said, Toho, when it comes to showcasing anything from this movie or anything, they're like copyright strike down. Now with Apple TV and the Monarch show, they don't really seem to care. So, but last night or this morning at 3 a.m., the second official trailer for Godzilla Minus One was released. It's on the official Godzilla Twitter account, so you can go ahead and check it out there or on YouTube or whatnot. But this is a really amazing trailer. I mean, this movie looks fantastic. So it starts out with some stuff on the ocean, and then you see kind of the undershots right here. From what I heard, there definitely is a bit of like MonsterVerse Godzilla 2014 influence with this film. And from what D-Man 1954 said in his video, like he really enjoyed it. He got to see it twice. He's in Japan. Lucky bastard. I wish I could go to Japan to see something, but I guess it didn't have subtitles, so a lot of stuff can't quite understand. Man, I wish that was me. And I guess Monstrosities went there too. So, but like I said, I've heard some really good things about the movie. Very emotional, very heavy, very easy to kind of understand. So it's a period piece from what we can gather. We do get some glimpses of Godzilla. Like I said, I love the sense of dread and seriousness. I hear it also opened quite well in Japan last night. So yes, we get the first glimpse of Godzilla up here. There's one moment I did want to showcase and kind of talk about. So there's Godzilla roaring right there. So that's pretty cool. And then there's one moment, there's like a bit of a sea battle with very much Godzilla at sea attacking things. I feel like we should, but okay, let's quickly some right there. There's one moment right. Okay, I'll pop it up in a second. So you have Godzilla destroying stuff, and then we have this bit right here. In a second, I'll show this on the screen. Right there, look at this. He literally, I like the way that his spikes just kind of like protrude from his back and kind of extend as he's ready to like unleash his atomic breath. But it looks like he's going to do something a little bit differently right here. Like it's going to be his like I guess it'll be like an atomic pulse, if you will, where it's just going to kind of like nuclear unload and just kind of explode all over the place. So there's definitely some pretty cool stuff going on here. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that all like unfolds, if you will. So I mean, I think it's a pretty great trailer. There's a lot of exciting stuff in it. Doesn't showcase too much of the movie, I suppose, but I mean, like I said, it's kind of enough. It's all that I really need to see before going to see this movie. So I really hope I don't get any like major spoilers or anything like that for this film, because I want to go in not knowing too much. I want to kind of go in surprised. I want to be excited. I want to be thrilled. I just don't want everything kind of ruined for me going into it. So kind of from this point forward, like after this trailer, I'm going to kind of refrain from talking too much about Godzilla Minus One. I did buy my ticket today, so on the 29th of November, I will be going to see this movie. So I am very excited to check out this film. I think it looks great. I hear great things. I've heard some glimpses of the score. They're going to integrate some classic Ifukube music, which is something that should be present in like every Godzilla film. That's kind of one of my disappointments with the Godzilla versus Kong score. Was we finally got it back with the King of the Monsters with Barry McCreary, and then all of a sudden it's just like kaplooey, nothing. I'm like, oh, what the hell? So yeah, there's a bit of that disappointing aspect of it, but it is what it is, I suppose. But yes. So after that, I guess I'll kind of jump on to the next bit of news. I mean, does anybody have any other comments about Godzilla Minus One? I'll give it a second. Let Sean rest his voice for a moment. Happy Godzilla Day there. And look at this IMAX poster too. Like this looks really, really cool. And then of course, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. We had so much stuff. Minus One. There's an inside look here at Monarch, but we'll talk about the show in a second. There's a Jet Jaguar short film. Here we go. We'll talk about this one in a second because there's some insane stuff. So, anyways, instead of seeing any other comments about Godzilla Minus One, we'll quickly jump over into the next topic, which is the Godzilla vs Megalon short film. So, last year we had the really awesome Godzilla versus Gigan Rex, and I think there was a Hedorah short film that got released, or was it a Gigan short film last year? I don't know, because Toho does like, they've done these animated shorts, and they've also done these live action shorts as well. This year's live action short was, what was the live action short? Was the Godzilla versus Jet Jaguar one, which is pretty cool. But unfortunately, the way Toho had it, they had it on their stream, but there's so many audio and technical issues that kind of ruined things a bit. So, JT, how are you doing, bro? I'm doing good, Andre Rance. Good to see you. The Legacy of Monsters. They released the inside look during Toho stream. Yes, they did, but it's also available so you can check it out as well on YouTube. So I think that's pretty good as well. But anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about this next bit, if you will. So the next thing we got was the Godzilla vs Megalon short film. Now, this one is fully available on YouTube, so you can check it out. It's officially done by Toho, if you will. This is kind of continuing off the events of the Gigan Rex one. This one is pretty fun. Like, this is just one big epic fight scene, basically. It's Godzilla. I guess it's supposed to be Godzilla Jr., as some people have said. I don't know 100% for sure if that's the same thing. If that is the same Jr. from First Destroyer, and this is just kind of his continued adventures. But I think some people say it is. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's Godzilla doing his thing. So this fight scene actually was pretty cool. There's some really crazy like action in this. Like the update for Megalon, I think looks fantastic. I mean, you get a good glimpse of him right here. Like just the way he kind of looks. He's very menacing. He feels very powerful. Godzilla also has like a new crazy like ability, I guess, that I haven't personally seen him use before. But he almost has like a falcon punch, if you will, or I guess you can call it the atomic punch that he unleashes. Let's see if we can showcase it, because it's like he also does like this crazy ass drop kick. Maybe it's like further down here because I want to showcase that a little bit. But yeah, Godzilla does this like insane thing where he does like this falcon punch bit. Okay, well, let me show you that bit. Okay, so here's the first one I want to show right here. You can kind of see it right there. Godzilla just reaches and then he freaking like falcon punches like Megalon right here. And it's insane. Like the first time I saw, like, okay, that's pretty crazy. Then, because this is a Godzilla versus Megalon short, they paid tribute to the infamous Godzilla versus Megalon dropkick. And I could not believe I saw this thing. So let's go ahead and play it really quickly right here. So Megalon's like, look at this. He launches himself off his spikes, and then he does a fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme martial arts kick all like right into Megalon and launches them right into the next city. Like, this is like insane feats of craziness. Like the first time I saw that watching, like my jaw hit the floor. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then like it just turned out to be like one of the coolest, like most awesomest like things. It was so ridiculous, but I just like I really loved it. I thought it was so over the top. I thought it was so crazy. It was just a lot of fun. I mean, I really did enjoy the Megalon short film. I enjoyed the Gigan Rex one. Honestly, Megalon gave Godzilla a like run for his money more so than, you know. Okay, we'll pop this. They actually the tail. Yeah, exactly. That was my jaw drop. Like when I saw like, what the fuck? Like the tail drop kick, but like honestly in a more like insane fashion. Because the tail one, it's like, okay, he's sliding on his tail. It's kind of goofy in that, but it seems a little more grounded. Like this one, they like jump the shark. He like uses his spikes and like pulse charges himself off, like launches himself like into the air and like Jean-Claude Van Damme kicks Megalon, and it's insane. It's the craziest thing I've seen Godzilla do in quite a while. But like I said, it's a fun fight scene. Eventually, like I said, you can check out the whole thing on YouTube. I'm not going to show the whole thing because I don't want to get this thing taken down because, like I said, Toho is always watching. So like it's pretty crazy. Like I said, the drop kick, and then you have the Falcon Punch, if you will, or the Godzilla, the Atomic Punch. I don't know what we're gonna call these move sets or whatnot, but like I said, the drop kick bit was really, really cool. So after that, like I said, he does the kick, and then you get into the fight, and then eventually Godzilla seemingly wins, and then he kind of just collapses at the very end. Just in time for whatever they're going to do for next year's short. So there's definitely some exciting aspects on play with this short film right here. So like I said, they aired this during the stream, and then Toho posted it like on YouTube afterwards. So that one went pretty well. Now I will say this though, in the stream that they were running last night, I guess into today, there was a lot of like technical glitches and like issues going on with it. They had problems with the sound. Sometimes things would kind of cut out. And so like the Godzilla, like some of the short films, like the Godzilla versus Jet Jaguar one looked like very low quality as I was trying to watch it on the stream. And they, as far as I'm concerned, they didn't really like release that one on YouTube in like full HD quality. They released the Megalon one, but not the Jet Jaguar one. I don't know what the deal is with like only showing these short films kind of once and taking down the stream. And fans obviously did their own uploads of them, like you can see kind of on Twitter and such. But like, why not release it in like full HD quality, like on your YouTube channel along with everything else? I don't understand the thinking of it. So, and I was also kind of bummed they didn't showcase these shorts in front of like Godzilla 2000. Maybe I'm really hoping that in front of Godzilla Minus One, they do showcase these short films. I think it'd be kind of cool. You know how like Pixar would do their little short films before the release of a movie? I think Toho should do that with their Godzilla like anniversary shorts right in front of Minus One. Whether you do the Megalon one or the Jet Jaguar, I probably would. They'll probably do the Megalon short film. But it'd be cool to have kind of both of them airing like right before the movie. I think it'd be a nice, fun, like fan exclusive screening bonus. But who knows if they'll actually do that? So, but the Megalon short film was a lot of fun. Like I said, Junior pulling this move out of his ass and just like it's look at that stuff. That is like a cool fighting move. Like they're going full Dragon Ball Z with Godzilla and some of this stuff right now. I think it's like absolutely like insane. So yeah, that was the Megalon short film. Let's go ahead and jump into the next little topic. If anyone has any other comments about that, like I said, I want to kind of get through all this news and then kind of just ramble on a bit. So the next short film was the live action one, My Boy Jet Jaguar versus Godzilla. Now this one is fun too. There is a bit of a like kind of cliffhanger ending of sorts with it. But it does have some really positive moments. Like I said, they did manage to find a way to pay tribute and recreate this kind of iconic moments. Like Godzilla and Jet Jaguar basically have this fight scene. Godzilla kind of gets taken down, but he's kind of winning a little bit. And then Ghidorah just randomly, abruptly shows up in the middle of the thing, blasts Godzilla, and kind of knocks him down. Jet Jaguar kind of looks down. He sees the threat that is Ghidorah. Then he looks at Godzilla. And then in a moment that's like very reminiscent of like Spider-Man 3, when you have Harry and like you have Spider-Man kind of out of commission, you have Venom and then Sandman kind of taking him down. And then you kind of get like and then like Harry comes in, does the big save or whatever, and then they just kind of like he reaches down and like helps his friend up, if you will. That's kind of the moment we get here, and this is something I really kind of want to see in Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. If we can get a moment where Kong and Godzilla, after they're kind of fighting, like they're really resilient to like be like allies or friends, if you will, and then you kind of have Kong like help Godzilla up like this, like, look, bro, we got to take care of business. Look what we did last time. Look at the great things we could accomplish. We have to work together, and I think that's something I kind of want to see. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Andre Rance. Very pleasant comment with you. I hope everything's going well with you. So, but yeah, like I said, that's something I really kind of want to see. I wonder if I can pull up some more footage of the Jet Jaguar fight scene. So many notifications. Okay. So yeah, this is kind of like I said, little bits of the fight scene. Jet Jaguar. The audio quality isn't the best, but we do get some bits of Jet Jaguar. Like, look at this kick right here. Boom. I mean, there's a lot of crazy kicks going on in these fight scenes. I kind of love them. And like I said, Ghidorah comes in. I think there's like a whole thread of this right here. Yes, like I said, it's in the live stream, and there's that moment where they kind of helps each other up and all that. So the Jet Jaguar fight scene is quite a bit of fun. There is some real entertainment value to kind of be had with it. And of course, my favorite moment is kind of recreating this epic handshake between the two characters. It just felt like a really big, yeah. So Ghidorah appearing at the end was a pleasant surprise. I'm shocked the GMK suit is still in good condition. Yeah, Toho has been abusing the hell out of these suits for the past couple of years. I was really surprised to see Ghidorah show up in this thing. It was a nice surprise, but like now it feels off using the GMK Ghidorah as like kind of an antagonistic sort of way. I feel like they probably should have utilized another suit for that, but hey, they got the suits. If you're going to utilize them, I say. So, excuse me one second. yeah, so you just got to do what you got to do. But yeah, so I thought the short film was pretty fun. Ends on a bit of a cliffhanger with Godzilla and Jet Jaguar ready to kind of team up to take down Ghidorah. I would have liked to have seen them fight, but again, it is just a quick little short film. Not sure if they'll ever do some sort of follow up, like a sequel of sorts, to kind of showcase the rest of what happens. But hey, these are short films. They're kind of fun little fight sequences that Toho and that kind of puts together. It's kind of a nice way to pay tribute to the past, but also utilize the suitimation that put Godzilla on the map, if you will. So I kind of like the aspect of just like, okay, hey, if we're gonna move into this more like VFX CGI heavy like versions of Godzilla going forward with the movies, now that we have technology that's really advanced and such, let's still pay tribute to the classic stuff. And the fact that we have a moment like this, like in an official live action Godzilla short film where Godzilla and Jet Jaguar recreate this moment. This gives me hope that we're going to get more stuff like this in the movies, because I feel like one thing I've heard is like Toho does not want Godzilla to showcase really any emotion or kind of have stuff like this. But if we're getting stuff like this and Minus One's allowed to showcase Godzilla with having more emotion, I feel like this is a push in the right direction to kind of get more of these sort of wackier elements, but kind of sincere too. So, like I said, I eat this shit up. I love it. I have a lot of fun with it. So, yeah. Anybody else have any other comments on the Godzilla versus Jet Jaguar short film? So, like I said, I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed the Megalon one. Different feels, like I said, live action versus animation. Animation's like way more like over the top, crazy things you can get away with. The Megalon short film felt more like an episode of Dragon Ball Z with some of the stuff Godzilla's able to do, and Megalon as well. Like I said, I love the update to Megalon. I like the way he looked and all his crazy new abilities and such. And the Jet Jaguar one, like I said, paying tribute to the past, having some over the top fight sequences. And then, of course, we have the -1 stuff. So, a lot of cool stuff there. Let me catch my breath for a second. Sometimes, like I said, I did a whole live stream for like 2 hours earlier on today. It takes your voice away. So, excuse me. But anyway, so the Godzilla versus Jet Jaguar short film, I had a pretty good time with it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I can't wait to see what they do next year. I think it's the anniversary of Mecha Godzilla. So we'll have to get something with. I want the original Mecha Godzilla suit being utilized again. It hasn't really been utilized in a movie since Terror of Mecha Godzilla. So, so yeah. But anyways, on to our next topic. We can kind of skim this down. But Monarch Legacy of Monsters. So there is a lot of Monarch related stuff that came out today. I mean, we got the official intro to the TV show. Also for Godzilla Day, we had Godzilla the Hunted, um, some more TV spots. KDM, we'll go ahead and click on KDM's channel page, really, if you will. So shout out to KDM and all the stuff that he promotes. So I always like what KDM has here. But yeah, he gives the name to these different. We got a sneak peek release of the first official couple minutes of the show. Now, some people, those lucky bastards, have been able to see the first 5 episodes of the series, which I have not been able to, which really kind of sucks. How do some people get access to these things? Like, what do I have to do? I mean, I have my own Godzilla Twitter account that has like 13,000 followers, but I can't get quick access to anything. And like I said, YouTube stuff. But like some people, they just get the quick access and like early access to all these like episodes and all that other stuff. I'm like, what do I got to do to kind of you know, get all that stuff. Like I want to get like early access to some of these like shows and that. Like I don't know what I have to do. It's just not fair. But anyway, so we get to look at all sorts of different various creatures. I think these are the names: Mantle Claw, Endoswarms. We got some pictures in that right here. Looks like Studio Spiral is going to be doing stuff for Godzilla X Kong or Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. More -1 posters. All right, let's see if we can there. So we have the opening credits of this. Let's see. So here's like one of the 2 clips. So they released the first clip with John Goodman, a couple of B-rolls. So the first official clip of the series is right here. It has John Goodman returning as Bill Randa from Kong Skull Island. He's been doing his little video documentation log. He gets chased by a creature. As you know, he had the camera earlier on in the film, but then it's kind of like gone right here. And he gets chased kind of off to the side. So it's kind of cool to see like other little like hidden details that we didn't get to see in the movie. It kind of makes me think I always kind of like that in movies where you can kind of go back to like what happened during a certain events or something and then kind of explore it a little bit further. Like we have Randa being chased by this crazy spider creature. and then right as he feels like he's about to die, which don't worry, it'll get to you sooner or later, Bill. One of these other like crazy little crustacean things gets into a fight with the spider, and then they seemingly are kind of done. He also threw away his little book bag with his Monarch information because he wanted to kind of get out and all these secret files. And then we went from 1973 or 72, right? All the way to 2013. So just so happens like 20, 30 years later, um, this information kind of gets out. So just kind of the setting the stage for the rest of the series. So I thought it was a pretty cool clip. There is a bit of kind of iffiness at times where John Goodman's running. Granted, John Goodman's a great actor. Love John Goodman. I think he's really exciting. Oh, let's see. Next year's not Godzilla's 70th birthday, but also Ghidorah's 60th, Mecha's 50th, and Space Godzilla. I wonder what Toho will do next year. Probably just Mechagodzilla, I'd assume. But yeah. So this opening clip with John Goodman, like I said, pretty good overall. Sometimes when he's kind of running through, like you got the creature there, some iffiness with some of the VFX at times. It's like right there, like that run feels like he's not actually running. Like it feels like he's kind of on like a move, like he's doing one of those like Batman 66 runs right here. And it looks a little bit off. But then again, John Goodman's a little bit older, so I don't think he quite do all this running like he wants to, if you will. But it's still really nice to see John Goodman like back as Bill Randa, because he was a character that had some interesting potential, but they never really fully fleshed him out like in the movie as much. And like I said, John Goodman's a terrific actor. One thing I'm very much looking forward to that was teased in Kong Skull Island is because Bill Randa talked about the sinking of the USS Lawton. I know for a fact in this show we're going to actually see the monster that did it. So that's one thing that's going to be settled for once. Because I remember like when they were doing stuff, like everyone's always kind of wondering for years, speculation in the fandom, like what sunk the USS Lawton? Like what really happened on that ship that we've been kind of curious and wondering about for plenty of years now. So we're finally going to get those answers. It's not going to be Godzilla. It'll be some sort of other unique creature. So that'll be fun to see. And I can't wait to see what they have unleashed right here. But anyway, so on top of this, it's more behind the scenes footage. Like I said, B-roll of Godzilla right here. I know some people kind of nitpick, like, oh, what if the continuity is it really here? Is that I don't know. Like you kind of get the main idea. But like I said, more stuff. I got a close up of Godzilla's eye. We also got this other clip here, and this is like a young Bill. I think it's a young Bill Randa, Wyatt Russell's character, Lee Shaw, and then I think that's Randa's wife, if you will. So they find all these creepy crawly creatures right here and these little sacks, like almost like a different type of parasitic muto of sorts, and then they're getting pursued, and that's kind of where that left off. But so we got that, and then of course Apple also released a sneak peek talking about Monarch Legacy of Monsters. There's a more in-depth version of it on their YouTube channel. I think it's about like 3.5 minutes long. You have the different actors kind of talking about all the different things. And of course, we have the Mandalith legend himself, Kurt Russell,
on you that stay with you.
Talking about the show and Godzilla, and
Godzilla is one of them.
All that. So I'm very much looking forward to the Monarch show. Like I said, the first couple minute clip, giant monsters, John Goodman from Skull Island, and some pretty decent VFX, except for like maybe like one more is kind of running. But from what I heard, like they do get better as the show goes on. But for a TV show, I think VFX wise, I think it looks quite good. So we also got some more glimpses of various creepy crawlies. Let me stop sharing for a second, and then I'll go back to over this. Okay. Let me pull this other clip up right here so we can kind of skim through it a bit, if you will. So let's do this. Apple TV. Okay, now we can share this screen. We can just kind of skim through it. All right, present, share screen. Okay, so now we have the first look at Monarch Legacy of Monsters right here. So there's some kind of cool moments right here. We can see, so you have Kurt Russell talking. There's a shot of this footprint here that feels very reminiscent of Godzilla 1998. which actually I did catch some of it on TV today. So they go in talking about their different characters. We get kind of the showrunners like Chris Black and Matt Fraction, I think are their names. So like they're really big Godzilla fans. They appear briefly on the live stream as well, talking about it. But we get some little glimpses of it. It's 10 episodes, talking all Godzilla and that, and then we get some stuff with San Fran. I think it's the young Bill Randa. There's Wyatt Russell's like Lee Shaw character, and we get all sorts of other like stuff. So from what we learned about this is it's going to be more human folk. Like these are people who haven't necessarily like they're not in the know of Monarch. They're kind of new to this whole thing as well. They're just kind of everyday people, like wondering like, okay, what is this crazy government agency going on?
The show like this, we get the legends, which it's really
so
exciting.
there's like an interesting human element to it all.
In this show,
So you have the young
one
Bill
in the
Randa
50s and one in the modern Legacy.
Did our dad really work for Monarch?
My son Wyatt and I were playing the same person.
I think that's kind of cool though. Like there's that cool shot right there. Look at like the resemblance between the two of them, like how they kind of mold together, like such. So
In person.
I think that's kind of cool. They're playing like the same character because you, like I said, since they're actually father and son, but they get to play like the same person instead of like in different like time periods as opposed to just like father and son. I think, like I said, I think that's kind of cool. Like you get like you're like, hey, we're gonna play the same character but different generations. So
to modern day.
We had been
That's
asked
kinda
to be in
unique,
the
if
same
you will.
movie, usually it's father and son, but the idea element to it.
Wouldn't have made it this far.
and of course, like I said, Kurt Russell's just cool as hell. I know I'm gloating, gushing about Kurt Russell and how awesome he is, but like I said, I mean, when you see how many awesome movies he's been in, I mean, The Thing, you have Captain Ron, you have Escape from New York, you have Big Trouble in Little China. Breakdown was also pretty good. He was great as Santa. Like he's just Kurt Russell. He's like the king of cool. Tango and Cash, another one of my favorite like little 80s buddy cop movies. So like I said, I'm just like glad we got someone like him in the show. Death Proof. And like I said, we get the human perspective, and well, this guy looks like he's like bug eyes, like really high on something. I don't know. That's just me. But like I said, we can kind of skim through. Let's see her character's name. I'm trying to avoid copyright. Kiko Rando. So I guess this is Bill Randa's wife involved in this thing.
In the show.
But look at this grand scale. Like, look at the scale of the show.
We shot on a glacier.
And we get look at a glimpse of this other creature right here.
In the desert. We went to Tokyo.
All the sense of scale and everything going on in the show. You can kind of get a glimpse of this. Looks like Godzilla's in the ground right there.
It's the most rewarding experience to be part of something.
Very big, bombastic. See if we can get a glimpse at one of those other creatures again. This very interesting looking Titan right there. Kurt Russell's thinking, "Oh shoot, you know, I being in the Antarctic don't really like go so well together."
This changes everything.
I think this is probably a flashback to the USS Lawton attack. But this thing looks pretty cool. Like it feels like I talked about Pacific Rim earlier on my friend Nick's channel. Also, this is a shot of Godzilla's eye right here. I always like that when we can get little close-ups and details of Godzilla's eye, we can get some of the emotion, like what's going on behind those eyes, what's he's thinking.
Monsterverse won't see a world they recognize.
There's that little crustacean creature. Let's get a close look at this thing.
New.
Definitely feels reminiscent of a Gauss from Gamma. I mean, you can kind of look at the pointiness of the head a little bit, kind of like Gauss-like, but it's like kind of like a dragon of sorts. I think this is the creature that sunk the Lawton, at least in my like kind of initial intake or so. But yeah, like I said, the actors are talking about it. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Action and excitement and all these monsters.
Here's a good look at this thing. Look at this thing. Now, isn't this an interesting design? Like, this feels Pacific Rim-y. I think it has like some sort of ice freeze abilities, as we kind of showcased earlier. I don't know what this Titan's name is going to be, but I kind of like it. Look, he's got the spiky back. Feels a little bit like Anguirus in that regards. But then you have this face. Like, what is the face reminding me of? I don't know. It's like you know how it's like a squid's beak. Like you know how it has its little tendrils on the side, but it's kind of like at the sharp fangs in the middle. This is a very like interesting, kind of unique looking monster design. It's definitely one that kind of stands out, where he's got the little like tendrils or whatever, tentacles or whatever around its head.
Pretty no.
It looks pretty cool.
Ugly. I'll say that.
So, and of course we get the Big G himself right there in the desert. Boom. Monarch Legacy of Titans. It's a mole titan. Is that the official name of it? A mole titan? I don't know. But it is kind of it is a cool looking titan. Like I said, I really like the design of it. I think, like I said, it has some sort of freezing capabilities. I'm not sure how they're going to stop it or whatnot, or how much of time Godzilla is going to be in the show. I don't expect him to be in like every episode or a whole lot of screen time, but Godzilla gets a lot of love in general. Like, he gets a lot of screen time. I mean, how many movies has he been in? A ridiculous amount over the past almost 70 years now at this point. So, I mean, I'm still going to get my Godzilla fix no matter what. So, but I don't expect him in the show too much from what I've heard. Or maybe he'll definitely get his moments for sure. But this is about like the Monarch, the characters within like connection to Monarch in the backdrop of like some giant monster stuff going on right there. So, but yeah, so like I said, Monarch Legacy of Monsters, got a lot of more info on the show. Got to see some different titans and kind of creatures and like kind of smaller creatures. Got the first couple minutes of the show released online. Well, this is just, I mean, it's Godzilla Day, but my goodness, there's a lot of Godzilla stuff going on right here. New trailers, new inside looks, new this, new that. I'm just kind of spoiled as a fan right now. There's just so much stuff going on, and I'm just having trouble trying to keep up with it anymore. It's so eventful at this point. It's kind of overwhelming in a way. I just like, I don't even know how to keep up with it anymore. So let me stop sharing screen for a second. But yeah, so those are the quick things I wanted to showcase with Monarch Legacy of Monsters. And now that that's kind of out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about some other topics, if you will, on the stream. So it's good. We got through the first 4 things that I wanted to talk about in under 40 minutes. So now I leave it to the chat. So which project are you most looking forward to? Is it Minus One? Is it Monarch Legacy of Monsters? Is it the New Empire? I'm kind of curious to like gauge the chat right now. Granted, Minus One's coming out it's already out in Japan. Hearing really good things about it. We got a few weeks till it hits the States here. And then a little bit after that, I think it's going to hit like Europe and that. So we're still going to get a lot of stuff right now. But Monarch episode 1 and 2, I think, are going to air in like 2 weeks from now. So, I mean, I just feel spoiled right now. There's just so much Godzilla like related content between like the movies, TV shows, and like more movies next year, new figures, short films. Like we're being fed very well as who is it who put it right now? Right here, as Gemstonezilla 24 pointed out earlier, we are being fed, and we are being fed quite good right now. So, I mean, like I said, it's a fun time to be a fan. I just love talking Godzilla. I just love all this stuff, and it's when the when things seem kind of dour sometimes, like I just can always just like sometimes just need a little bit of escapism, and Godzilla puts a smile on my face. So yeah, there's that. But yeah. So I guess with this being Godzilla Day, I wanted to quickly ask, what are some of your favorite Godzilla movies? What Godzilla movie would you watch? Did you watch today? If you watched any, so just want to engage the chat a little bit. I got a few people in here, so. I did try to get some other people on the stream, but it didn't really like work out, unfortunately. I always like having somebody to bounce off of, because when I try to continuously talk for like 40 minutes to like an hour straight through, my voice is shot like super fast. I'm not used to talking continuously this long and trying to present a bunch of different stuff. So I'm going to give it a minute. Kind of gauge the chat a little bit. See what other Godzilla stuff we had today. You know, let me pull up that coffee commercial. I thought that was kind of cool to showcase. Okay. Godzilla 1954 and King of the Monsters 2019. Good choices. I do love me King of the Monsters. As of right now, I think it's still my favorite film within the Monsterverse. I know it was the lowest grossing. I know its critical score wasn't the strongest of the bunch, but I don't know, it just kind of like spoke to me. Like I really did feel a lot of varying emotions within that movie, and grand epicness, so many good stuff in that movie. And like I said, I love like my serious Godzilla. I love my more campy. That one felt like it was sometimes intentionally trying to be a little bit of a B movie with some of its dialogue. And you know, it's like I said, there's clearly a love and passion behind that film. And while it didn't work for everybody, it still worked for me. But those are solid choices to watch. In 1954, of course, it's the film that started it all. Just phenomenal stuff. So, but yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can find that coffee commercial I wanted to showcase. I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, but it was a kind of cool ad that was released. Godzilla coffee. Let's see. Okay, let me share the screen really quick. Okay, so it's this quick little short film. Not gonna play any of the audio, but yeah. So like it's just like this boss call for logos. I like the way it kind of takes different eras of Godzilla footage and kind of like just has the shots kind of continuously like in a moving pattern. Like this probably took so long to edit together. It is kind of crazy and insane. But the way it's kind of edited, it's like it's so well done. Like every shot just kind of like continues off the other, but across like the different eras of Godzilla. And then they kind of like do this little Godzilla 70th anniversary thing. And then we get kind of a CGI Godzilla of the looks like the original like 1954 model. Fires his atomic breath, and then poof, it kind of goes like that. But yeah, so that was just a quick little thing I wanted to showcase because it was just kind of something that was kind of neat. Um, but yeah, still no real like big Godzilla video game news. I feel like a big console game. I mean, we have been denied a good console Godzilla game, like an actually like really good one. Not counting Gigabash. No, Gigabash is its own thing, but Godzilla came in as like a DLC character, and Gigabash is a lot of fun. Um, but it still isn't like a full Godzilla game, if you will. So we need a really good console video game. Like, you know, it'd be kind of cool. Do something in the vein of like Peter Jackson's King Kong, the video game. I thought that game was a lot of fun, very underappreciated game because you get to play as Kong, you get to play as the human element, and it just plays you through the movie. Like I said, that to me is a lot of fun, and I kind of want something like that with like a big Godzilla game, like Next Generation, everything kind of coming together, if you will. So I thought that would be, I think that would be kind of cool. So yeah. Lose my breath. Need air. But trying to think of what else to kind of say. I kind of got across like all the things I wanted to cover, unless anybody else has any Q&A or anything Godzilla related you want me to cover on the stream. And since I'm doing the solo, like I said, it's just I when I do a solo stream, I do it generally pretty quickly, unless I have like a Q&A or anything really like too much to talk about. But I feel like I kind of covered everything that I really wanted to, for the most part, in terms of like Godzilla Day with all the news going on. Just want to quickly talk about the -1 trailer, the second one. I think that looks great. I like the elements of Godzilla in the ocean and all that, just kind of like Jaws and very reminiscent of that movie. I've noticed like ever since the 2014 film, there's been this huge like Godzilla and Jaws influence kind of everywhere. I think there's also some nods even back to 98 with the dorsal plates for the water and that. But really like Godzilla 2014 and like you name it, the Brody family and all that, there's been this real big Jaws influence on every single MonsterVerse movie. So you have and like Godzilla movies since then, except maybe Shin Godzilla, I feel like. But there's been more of a showcasing like some sort of Jaws influence within Godzilla for the past couple of years. I mean, you have the 2014 film Brody Family. The Godzilla's treated like the shark in Jaws. And then King of the Monsters, obviously, the Orca. I mean, the ship in Jaws is called the Orca and all that. And then, of course, Godzilla versus Kong had like him swimming through the water like the shark in Jaws. And even like when the cruise ship, or not the cruise ship, like the battleships or destroyers or whatever latch onto him, it's kind of like the barrels and that. And then, of course, -1, I hear, has a lot of heavy Jaws influence too. And I've seen all sorts of memes about it. But when that movie comes out and we get that full scene of Godzilla, like kind of battling them in the water, I really want to see some edits between that and Jaws, or add some of the music from the scene or whatnot. I think it'd be kind of fun. So yeah. So we covered that. The Megalon short film, like I said, Junior doing his like, or Godzilla Junior, if it's just Godzilla, doing this crazy ass drop, Jean-Claude Van Damme drop kick. That was the highlight for me. The Jet Jaguar short film, unfortunately, like I said, the Toho live stream had really poor quality, and all the versions I've seen so far online are really poor quality. I don't understand why you can't just release that like an HD version immediately on your YouTube channel. I mean, you have like Godzilla or Godzilla Island or whatever that like puppet show or action figure show is. And why can't you release the Jet Jaguar thing? Apparently, some people funded it, I'm hearing, but like crowdfunded part of it. I think maybe, I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but I heard somebody. I remember seeing a comment saying that, but that should be released online, like publicly, so everyone can see. I don't know like why they want to hold it back, unless they're waiting to pop it on a Blu-ray or something. I don't know, but I feel like it should be something that should be kind of readily available. So yeah, we got that, and then the Monarch show, all the different stuff with that. So yeah, I think that's really all that I need to cover. Does anybody have any other questions or anything you want me to cover within the stream before I kind of close up shop for the night and probably put on a Godzilla movie and kind of sleep too? I don't know which one I want to put on tonight. I may put on 1954, or I may kind of dive into like something else within the series, a Showa one. I don't know if I mean, I watched my Millennium film. I've been kind of watching Millennium films in theaters, so I don't think I'll like watch Millennium. I don't know if I'll put on a MonsterVerse Godzilla film, or usually I like to go back to like a classic Showa film if I can. Sometimes, but yeah. So I'll give it a minute if anybody else wants me to cover anything Godzilla related, or if anyone has a suggestion of which one I should watch, let me know in the comment section really quickly. I think it'd be kind of fun. Losing my voice right now. Talking too much. Nope, nothing right now. Okay. So I don't see any comments or chat. And granted, it is kind of late now. It's like almost midnight. Plus it's a Friday night. Not everyone's on like Friday night and stuff. And plus, I haven't done a stream in so long. It's kind of like a last minute stream idea I had for today. Because I haven't done one in a while, and I just felt like it'd be kind of fun to talk like all things Godzilla, if you will. So yeah, I'll give it another minute. And if I don't hear anything else, then I guess I'll start to wrap this thing up. So I don't do streams too often unless I can get somebody on it, because like I feel like I go through them so quickly, and I'm like, what do I have to like say for another hour? So okay. What should I pick? The next Godzilla movie. But yeah, so that's all the Godzilla news, I guess, for today. No other comments or any suggestions about like what Godzilla stuff to talk about or cover. I guess I could quickly talk about the new Empire. That comes out next year. I've heard rumblings that we won't get a trailer for that until December. I assume it'll probably be attached to Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. That's when we'll probably get it. Or they'll release the trailer for the new Empire on the anniversary of the first 2014 trailer. That's my suggestion. I think it'd be kind of a cool, since we're like at the 10-year anniversary of the MonsterVerse, if you will. So like why not release it on the same day? I think that'd be kind of a neat little like callback or nod, if you will. So, but hey, it's just me thinking that. So yeah, so Godzilla Day, it's a very important international holiday. It's one of the most important. It's our Lord and Savior Godzilla. Love the character, love everything about the series. Well, maybe not everything. Wasn't huge into the anime series trilogy, if you will, on Netflix, which still doesn't have an official North American Blu-ray release. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna put this banner up here, but yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of things I feel like in terms of releasing things that they really need to work on. For instance, I need an official release of Zonefire here, with subtitles so I can understand, or at least post it on the YouTube channel. Because I mean, they have like the Hanna-Barbera short stuff on their YouTube channel for you to watch. I got the animated series from the 90s on there, which is continuation in 98. But like things like Zonefire, why doesn't it have like a more wider available release? Why not post it to YouTube and add some subtitles so fans who have been trying to watch it for years can actually get the chance to watch it? Or Shinkelion, like that stuff. There's like there's a series that crosses over Godzilla with Neon Genesis Evangelion. one of the most influential animes of all time, and you have Godzilla. Oh, gee, we can't have that here in the States. We can't even like release it on like Crunchyroll or anything. Like, what the hell? Like, see, to me, like that's just kind of ridiculous. I feel like that should be like easy money for like anyone to release, but like I guess just the thinking just isn't there sometimes. So, but yeah, like I said, there's just a few iffy things. Like we need to get some releases fixed out here. At least in my humble opinion, because there's fans will buy it. I mean, have you seen how like much like people spend at like G Fest? I mean, it's insane. Speaking of G Fest, anyone in the chat go to G Fest this past year? I thought it was a lot of fun. I actually did a whole video on it and kind of edited that all together. Took a bit of time, but I got it all in check. But yeah, G Fest was so much fun this year. I'm hoping to go again next year, pending no emergency delays or anything like that. I mean, G Fest was a really good time. You go broke rather quickly, and that you know, dealer's room, like it's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but for Godzilla fans. So, okay, anything else? Yeah, I guess I'll call it a night then. Thank you all for the comments within the chat. I hope everyone has a terrific rest of their Godzilla day. Like I said, I'm gonna go pick a movie. I don't know which one I'm gonna do. There's so many movies. Like I mean, just think about it. Like Godzilla's been alive for around for 69 years. I know the jokes have been flowing all day about it. I just think immediately like Billy Madison 69 or 69 dudes like Bill and Ted. I saw somebody do like a funny edit together where they like had like an animated Godzilla like singular point and Jet Jaguar with the original Godzilla and Jet Jaguar combination. They're just like like Bill and Tedding it. I thought that was pretty funny. Um, but yeah, so like I said, I think I'm going to wrap this thing up right here. Just want to kind of get a stream out, talk about all the different news. For those who want to kind of hear my opinions on it rather than do like 100 separate videos. I'm like, why don't I just do a quick live stream? We'll celebrate the King of the Monsters. We'll toast to him or whatnot. And then just kind of go on from there. So yeah, I think that's really it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I don't know when the next live stream will be. I don't really do them like too often. Sometimes like a scheduling thing, or I just don't really have as much to talk about. Sometimes I can go and kind of talk for a while, but then other days it's just like it's kind of quiet or there's not much else to really say. Maybe I'll bring back the watch party again at some point because it has been a really long time. But when I do these live streams, I like to get somebody else on, but it's like it's always a scheduling thing. Can't always get everyone on or whatnot. But the last stream I was able to get Pierce on, and I think that was a pretty good time. So I'll try and get him on. I did reach out to him today, or Cinematic Trash, but couldn't quite make it today. But you know what? It is what it is. Well, the show must go on. So yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all I have to say. I'm kind of padding this out for a little bit longer, but I do appreciate everybody jumping on. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Other stuff coming up in the channel. I'm sure there's some comic book stuff. I hit some other Godzilla videos this week. You can check those things out. Got a big, huge little review thing coming up soon. That's still a work in progress right now, but eventually it'll kind of get out there. Oh, look at that. Comment time. The next Toho Godzilla movie has Godzilla fight another monster. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool to see. But like I said, we're getting kind of, I don't know, maybe there might be another monster in this new movie. I don't know for sure. And if you do know, no spoilers for Minus One just yet, because I do want to kind of go in surprise. That's why I haven't really covered and gone into like as much digging into what's happening with Minus One, because I want to be a little bit more surprised when I see the movie. So, but I agree, Johnny. We do need Godzilla fighting other monsters in like Toho films. But if we can't get that there, at least we got the MonsterVerse stuff where we have like the crazy action packed movie like the new Empire coming out. So yeah. But yeah, okay, cool. Well, I'm about to lose my voice, so I'm gonna say sayonara to everybody. Happy Godzilla Day. I hope you all have a really excellent evening when you're checking this thing out, or if you're watching it on the like archive version. I hope you enjoyed me rambling on for a long time. It's like 55 minutes at this point. And you can hear the progression of my voice as it naturally deteriorates over time. So again, I'll have to do more of these live streams again, kind of get people, maybe get on a little bit of a schedule and get some guests on here. Because like I said, if it's just me talking, it's just not as fun. But if I can get somebody else involved on the stream, then it makes it more entertaining for myself and makes it a little bit more enjoyable, if you will. But anyways, that's all I have to say. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then. I will see you all in the next video, and happy Godzilla Day. All hail the king of the fucking monsters. Peace out.